Picture this. I just spent 6 months running the most detailed unclassified cyber collapse simulation ever built for the lower 48. And I focused every variable on Florida first, because if it can happen anywhere, it happens in the Sunshine State hardest and fastest. Day 1 started quiet, just another Tuesday in Tampa, until somebody, probably a nation-state with a grudge, flipped the switch on a 0-day cascade that hit every single SCADA controller from the panhandle to the Keys at once. No ransomware note, no warning, just surgical black. By the end of Day 8, the entire state was a smoking example of why modern America dies in a week when the ones and zeros stop working. And the scariest part is that every single step is repeatable tomorrow with tools that are already in the wild. Minute 1, every traffic light in the state goes dark or freezes on green. I-4, I-75, and I-95 instantly become the world's longest parking lot because the average Floridian will sit in gridlock for 3 hours before abandoning a $60,000 truck on the asphalt. Within 30 minutes, the first 200-car pileups start happening at 80 miles an hour in the rain. No headlights, no brake lights, just physics doing what physics does when electrons vanish. FHP radios go silent because their repeaters just got bricked. The only people still moving are the ones on motorcycles weaving between wrecks or the crazies in jacked-up Jeeps with paper maps. Hour 6. Every single gas pump in the state dies because the underground tank sensors and payment systems are networked. The average station has maybe 8,000 gallons left in the tanks you can't access without 120-volt pumps. By hour 12, the stations that still have fuel are surrounded by guys with AR pistols who suddenly remember their security. Day 2. The ports of Miami, Everglades, and Jacksonville lose crane control. 40,000 shipping containers full of bananas and iPhones are now permanent metal boxes because the gantry cranes run on PLCs that just committed suicide. Here's the part that broke the simulation on Day 3. Florida produces almost zero of its own food and imports 100% of its gasoline. The moment the just-in-time pipeline from Louisiana shuts down, the entire state has 11 days of diesel in above-ground tanks and about 4 days of gasoline before the last Prius sputters out on Alligator Alley. When those tanks hit empty, nothing with an internal combustion engine moves again until somebody invents the steam engine a second time. Day 4 is when the real killer shows up. No water pressure south of Ocala. Every municipal well, every treatment plant, every lift station between Orlando and Miami runs on networked variable frequency drives. When those controllers fry, the pumps either seize or run at 100% UN till the impellers melt. Miami-Dade alone has 2.7 million people whose toilets back up by sundown because there's no electricity to push sewage uphill to the treatment plants. Raw sewage starts running down Brickell Avenue by Day 5. Cholera and leptospirosis cases hit exponential growth 48 hours later. Survival Insight 1. And this one is brutal. If you're still in any city south of the I-4 corridor when the screens go black, you're already dead. You just don't know it yet. The only viable exit is north on foot or bicycle before Day 3 because every vehicle with fuel injected after 1996 becomes a very expensive tent. The smart play is a folding bike, a paper atlas, and 2,000 calories a day in your backpack. Because 400,000 people will have the same idea on the same 4-lane roads, and only the first 40,000 make it out before the human logjam forms. Day 6, the simulation got ugly fast. Every hospital in the state runs on generators for exactly 96 hours. Then the diesel runs dry because the delivery trucks can't pump. Ventilators stop, dialysis machines flatline. Refrigerated insulin turns to sugar water at 98 degrees. The state EOC tries to declare martial law, but there's no way to transmit orders when the cell network is gone, and every police cruiser with a modern ECU is now a 4,000-pound paperweight. Local sheriffs go radio silent and start protecting their own count eyes only. Insight 2. Cash becomes king for exactly 31 hours. then becomes toilet paper. The only currency after that is 9mm, 5.56, 12 gauge, and bottled water. The few stores that still have generators running sell a single can of Chef Boyardee for a $100 bill on day 4. Then refuse the bill entirely on day 5 because there's nobody left to enforce contracts. Barter collapses into direct threat the moment the last employee walks off the job. Day 7, the fires start, and nobody can stop them. Tampa, Orlando, and Miami all lose fire hydrant pressure the same hour. A single lightning strike or overturned lantern in a wooden 1920s neighborhood becomes a firestorm that burns until it hits a canal or the ocean. The simulation showed 340 simultaneous structure fires in Greater Miami alone by nightfall with 0 engines responding. Smoke inhalation kills more people than starvation that week. Insight 3. Mosquitoes become weaponized bioweapons. Standing water plus no pumping plus 95-degree heat equals 80s Egypti breeding cycles measured in days, not weeks. Dengue, Zika, and whatever new flavivirus the labs lost containment on explode. The only defense is permethrin-treated clothing and window screens you already own because there's no more DEET being trucked in from Texas. Day 8 is when the model flat out broke because human behavior became impossible to predict. Hence the last Publix freezer thawed, and the smell of 40 million pounds of rotting chicken hit the air. The refugee columns heading north hit the Georgia line, carrying nothing but what they could drag in shopping carts, and every small town between Lake City and Valdosta suddenly remembered they own AR-15s too. The simulation ended there because once the shooting starts at scale, the spreadsheet can't keep up with the body count. Final hard truth from running this nightmare on loop for 6 months. If you're still inside the I-4 I-95 box when the lights go out for good, your realistic life expectancy is measured in weeks, not months. The only people who made it past day 30 in the model were the ones who treated Florida like Chernobyl after day 2, walked north at night, slept in the woods by day, and never trusted a stranger with a badge or a smile. Everybody else became a statistic the algorithm didn't even bother to name. So print your county road atlas tonight, because GPS dies with the first packet drop. Cache a bicycle and 5 days of food somewhere north of Gainesville if you're serious. Because when the real attack drops, and it's not if, it's when, Day 8 in Florida won't be a simulation anymore. It'll be the new history textbook nobody's alive to read. Stay ready or become data. Your choice.